Hello and welcome to the very first episode of Finding Britain. Obviously I'm in Chicago as I say this and I'm waking up the cat, so I've got to be a little quiet, that's why I'm whispering. But in 3 weeks tomorrow, Tara and I will be in England. Just saying that out loud makes me feel all giddy and excited and terrified, because I've still got quite a bit of planning to do. But as part of that planning, yesterday on YouTube I put out a poll. You may have seen it, you may have even entered your result into it, in which I posed the question to you fine folks: which of our destinations are you most interested in seeing a video about? And so today I just wanted to talk about those results and what they mean to me, and more importantly what they may mean to you. Now, for those of you that didn't see the poll or haven't taken it or haven't been following us on social media and don't know much about our itinerary, firstly, why didn't you take the poll? And secondly, why aren't you following us on social media? My social media details are below, so you can definitely feel free to do that now. But the places that we are visiting, briefly, we will be in the capital. We're going to be flying into London, not literally, that would be the end of me and several passengers. We're going to be landing at Heathrow and just catching up on London life. I lived there for a year, love it very much, and it'll be interesting to see just how much it's changed. It looks like it's grown up as a city, not in terms of maturity, in terms of its skyline, so that should be fun. And then after about 2 days, we're going to take the train up north to my hometown of Grimsby, and we're going to stay there for a few days, say hello to the family. You know, you've got to do that if you're going home. Yeah, we're going to be spending quite a bit of time, hopefully, with the family, if they can put up with me for that long, and see how my hometown has changed, and hopefully meet up with a few friends and all of that. And it's just something we're very much looking forward to. You know, it is the place that I grew up in. It is the place I once considered the center of the universe, and I like returning to that notion again and again, that notion that at one time Grimsby was all I knew, and I've sort of expanded, I hope, my horizons somewhat by not only moving to the United States, but sort of getting a grounding in the way another culture works. But you'll get to see how my hometown works, and I can't wait to bring that to you. And then after that, we're going to be moving on to the city of York. I've often talked about York on this channel. It's a place that I've never taken Tara to, but Tara, with her interest in history and my own interest in history, very much excited about that. I've been numerous times. I don't know, there's just something very, very magical about York for me. And, you know, now that she's sort of recovered from the heart surgery, she took a while, you know, a week. So hopefully I'll be able to take her on a few walks around the city and around the wall, and just take a look at all of the sort of architecture that is dotted around the city, and meet up with some friends there too. I do have friends in York, and I'm very excited to meet them. And then once we are finished with York, we're going to go down to a part of the country that neither of us has visited, and that's the Cotswolds. The Cotswolds, by all accounts, is an absolutely majestic and lovely place to visit. I think it'll be very picturesque, so great for my Instagram feed, and also great for making YouTube videos. And so we'll see how that and all of the places I mentioned just now did in yesterday's poll. Let's take a look at the results. Okay, so a staggering 917 of you voted in yesterday's poll, at least at the time of filming that was the case. And in reverse order of popularity, this is the city that you least wanted to see videos about. London, one of the most famous cities in the entire world, and only 8% of you said that you wanted to see videos of that. That's about 73 of those 917 people. Quite a staggering statistic. Maybe one that I should have foreseen, I think. I think that, you know, London is one of those that people know so much about. It's in all manner of films. It's been covered by Rick Steves. It's just sort of, it's been done to death, I think people are probably thinking, and that's obviously why it's come last. There could also be, and I did see this in the comments, you know, many of you aren't as interested in sort of big city life, but more interested in sort of English country life, or just other parts of England or the UK that you haven't really been exposed to. And so when I saw those statistics come in, I guess more and more, the more I thought about it and I read your comments, the less surprised I was, you know. But still, that's 73 of you, so I don't discount those 73, and I very much look forward to delivering videos from England's capital, from London. That's going to be very exciting for me. So thank you for those of you that voted for London. Next in the queue, I'll give you a clue. It's the other city on our list. York, 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 York. All of this building up that I've done about York, and only 10% of you want to see it. To be fair, you know, it's not one of those cities that is sort of world-renowned or world-known, I suppose. You know, I've said it before, but not even New York City was named technically after York. It was named after the Duke of York, so it doesn't even have those bragging rights. But for those who are in the know, that's English people or British people and, you know, foreign travellers that sort it out for its history and its architecture. It is a marvellous city, and again, I don't discount the 92 of you that said yes, we want to see videos about York. So very excited to deliver that. I should say, as we go through this, I'll be making videos of all of these places, but I just wanted to get a sense for, you know, which ones would be more popular among you fine folks as we go. 10% though, 92 of you. I mean, 92 of you told me that you would like to see videos of York. That's still a lot of people for me. 92 people could not fit in this room. Mind you, 5 people can't fit in this room. I found that out this weekend. Yes, next up is the Cotswolds. It seems like there is quite a bit of a popularity around the Cotswolds. Again, it is a picturesque part of the world. It seems to conjure up images of the English countryside, as well as that sort of cosy country feel that you might see in something like Countryfile, if you have BBC One. And so 12% of you, you know, it's going up now, obviously, because we're going in reverse order of popularity. And 12%, that's 110 of you, said you would love to see a video or maybe more about the Cotswolds. Can't wait to visit the Cotswolds, to be fair. Again, you know, there are quite a few places, I think, in England that I've never had the chance to visit, or I thought I didn't have the chance. Again, I come back to this idea that when I lived there, I had a perception that a lot of places were really far away, and, you know, living in the US, it sort of changes that perception quite a lot. The consideration that, you know, San Francisco is over 2,000 miles from where I am here, so America being huge as it is, really puts paid to that idea that somewhere like the Cotswolds is far away from Grimsby. It really isn't that far. And speaking of Grimsby, if you haven't worked it out by now through process of elimination, it blew away the competition. Let's bring on the results. Grimsby, I was absolutely blown away by this. You know, that Grimsby, my hometown, a very unfancied town in many ways, at least from a tourist standpoint, was considered far more favourable in terms of video making by you fine folk than... Where are you going? What are you doing? Make your mind up. I'm trying to film you. These places that are otherwise fantastical and quite eye-catching, you went with mostly Grimsby. And now, as the results were coming in and I saw that Grimsby the whole time was sort of just keeping pace at 70%, you know, I started to think about, well, what is this all about? Or why do you want to see Grimsby so much? And I think, as many of you did say in the comments below, you really just wanted to see the place where I grew up, the place that was the centre of my universe. And I'm not only astounded by this, I'm moved to show you my hometown, the good and the bad, the ups and the downs, the places where I was educated, the places where I played as a kid, and all of that. It's astounding, and I'm really glad actually that you went with Grimsby. I thought it would come dead last, I have to say. Very glad you went with Grimsby, because I've been working, well, over the last few weeks, I've been quite reflective about, you know, my life growing up there, and I've been actually composing a piece of music centered around that kind of nostalgia and that reflection. That piece of music, by the way, is called The Center of the Universe, and I am going to be premiering it on Patreon tomorrow to our $5 patrons. So if you would care to listen to that, soak it in, and get a first earful before it features in my Finding Britain videos, you can do so by going to patreon.com/lostinthepond and becoming a $5 or more patron of this channel. And those pledges do help to make our channel better, and they contribute to our travel around the UK and elsewhere. And so that's it. That is how the poll panned out. And again, heavily surprised, you know, and just to prove that it wasn't a fluke, I also put this poll out on Twitter. Not quite as many responses, just the 159 votes, but 57% of you on Twitter also said Grimsby, my hometown. The only two that were switched here were York and the Cotswolds. I saw that 20% went with York, 15% the Cotswolds, and only 8% again for London. Poor London. I never thought I'd say that, but it doesn't quite have the popularity among my viewers that it does among world travellers. And I just want to finish today by saying I'm extremely excited to visit England. So is Tara. I mean, of course we are. How could we not be? It's been over 10 years. And that, you know, I did read all of the comments beneath the poll, and many of you said, well, why aren't you coming to Cornwall? Why not go to Liverpool, the Isle of Skye? We'd love to go to everywhere across not only England, but Britain and the United Kingdom. We just, you know, we don't have that kind of time on this particular trip, but we do want to keep the Finding Britain series going. So we suspect, or we hope actually, we plan that there'll be numerous trips back and forth to the motherland in the future. Another common comment in the poll, I should point out as well, is that many of you you want to see it all, but you just chose Grimsby or you chose the Cotswolds or whatever. But you'd be happy to see videos from all of these places. Again, to reiterate, you will get to see those and they'll be rolled out after our trip. So bloody excited to do this. Okay, that is it. Thank you for taking part in the poll if you did. If you didn't, you can, as I said, keep up to date with all of the details around our trip here on YouTube. You can do so on social media as well. I highly advise you to follow us on Instagram if you are that way inclined, because you'll be able to see a lot of the beautiful pictures in real time as we're taking them. I mean, how good is that? I love the internet. It's amazing. And so thank you for watching. Keep watching throughout the month of April and beyond, and I will see you soon tomorrow. Bye. Thank you for watching this episode of Lost in the Pond. Don't forget to hit my stupid little face to subscribe, and please share this video with the world. Hit me up on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, and if you would like to support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/lostinthepond.